Hi guys, welcome back to another hair tutorial, and I just want to say thank you guys for all the new subscribers. If you are new here, my name is Ami. I do hair tutorials on this channel. I also do topics about nursing, mental health, financial tips, so please consider subscribing and joining the family. So today I want to show you guys how I was able to get this medium size braiding pattern, and I use the rubber band method, and this is really good for beginners, so that way people that have difficulties grasping the hair from the root, so the rubber band method really helps with this. Okay, all you need is some whatever moisturizer that you use for your hair. I washed my hair and I got some hair from the local beauty supply. This hair already come pre-stretched, so which was really nice. I didn't have to do anything else with it, and it was a 20 inches for the hair, and it's about 6 of them in a pack, so I only had to get 1 pack of hair, and it was pretty cheap. I think it was like $20. So that's all it cost me. And I ended up not using all of the hair. You are going to need some edge control and, of course, some rubber bands. And usually I start doing my hair from the back. And as you can see, usually the back, I do it pretty big because usually no one ever pays attention to the back. So to save you some time, I always start off pretty big on the back. So I hope you can see what I'm doing here in terms of braiding wise. And if this is your first time trying to braid your own hair, and if the first time you try doesn't come out right, just keep trying, guys. It gets easier. It's kind of like a kid learning how to walk. It gets easier and easier. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here in terms of braiding. Usually you see me throughout when I'm doing the hair. Sometimes some of the strands are a little bit bigger than the others, so I usually just ended up taking some from one side and adding it to the other as I braid. So again, sometimes I would do a couple of the rubber bands in a row and then start braiding. Or sometimes I would just depend on what's going on. Sometimes I would just kind of, do one side and then braid and then move on to the next one. So the hair, again, I started off as pretty big. Again, it's the back. No one ever pays attention to it. And as I move up to the front, I usually make it a little bit smaller. And what you're seeing me do is I make sure that I pull the hair one side longer than the other. That helps to give you a little bit more length. So that way you don't have to buy hair because the longer the hair, usually the more you have to spend. So when the hair already comes pre-stretched, and also when you are doing your true strands of hair, try to pull it so that way one side is longer than the other, so you can have a little bit more length. So if you want the hair a little bit longer, for this particular hairstyle, I didn't want it to be too long because the longer it is, the heavier it gets. And especially with the way how I started braiding it, it can be a little bit, it can be heavy at times. So that's why, again, braiding it from the back and starting it where it's a little bit bigger really helps. So that way the hair doesn't get too heavy, and it can give you a headache, guys. So, and be careful with the rubber band as well. So make sure it's not too tight because it can make your scalp very tender. So yeah, and this was really easy. It took me about, I think, a total of 4 hours to do this hairstyle. Again, as you can see, I make it pretty big, so that way it's not gonna take me all day to do the hair. So yeah, guys. And I also have other videos on this channel. I did try recently how to do the crochet hairstyle, just in case you don't want to sit there, braid your own hair from scratch and all the way down. So you can always try to crochet. So I do have videos on that on my channel about that. And that was most of those videos. It was my first time doing it, and they turned out really good. So again, if you're doing your own hair for the first time, please don't sleep on it. You save a lot of money. Again, this hair only cost me about $15-20. So if you were to go to the hair store, that's going to cost a lot of money. And usually I'm able to just get up at any time of the day and say, okay, I'm going to braid my own hair, which you really don't have the luxury of doing that if you have to depend on someone else to do your own hair. So yeah, you can just learn as you go. And as you can see in the front, I ended up making it a lot smaller. So hopefully that helps again, so that way the hair is not so heavy. Again, what I'm doing here, this is what I was explaining earlier, where you pull the like kind of what I'm doing right now. Hopefully this is self-explanatory, guys. It makes the hair a little bit longer, gives it some length, okay? But yeah, and that's just the edge control that helps so that way my own hair blends in with the extension. Again, this hair did not take me long at all. It was super easy and really affordable. Again, if I would have went to the hair shop, it would have probably cost me at least $100 and up. So it's really nice when you're able to do your own hair. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy this hair tutorials. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and like this video if you feel as though this video was helpful. And yeah, guys, it is always awesome doing these hair tutorial videos because it's, it's really fun to get to when you're able to do your own hair. And don't mind me chewing. I always make sure that I'm busy. Like either I have some snacks or I have, like I'm usually watching a movie or something because it keeps my mind occupied. So that way I'm able to do the hair and not focus on, how long it's going to take. And again, this hair took about 4 to 5 hours. So it wasn't long at all. But if you're just sitting there not doing anything or your mouth is not moving, sometimes for me, I get bored. So that really helps. I'm usually either chewing gum or snacking on something or watching a movie. That really helps. So by the time I've watched like 2 or 3 or 4 movies, then I'm almost done with the hair. So it really helps. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope this video was helpful. Take care and I'll see you on my next video.